Hello, everyone. Looks like I'm live. Thank you all so much for joining me. How is everyone doing today? It's exciting debate tonight, so it'll be interesting to see what comes through with that. How's everyone doing? I myself, I don't know. I feel a little drained today, so I'm going to do my best to get through. But the last couple of days, I think there's been a lot of solar flare activity. So, and I just had some dental work yesterday, which is never fun. All right, people can see me. All right, perfect. Well, just a couple announcements, and then I'll be answering your political current event questions. We'll definitely take a look at the debate. Last week, people kept asking me about the John Tester race, and I forgot to go back to it. So we'll look at his chances in his Senate race as well. For my members, I decided we rescheduled our session from yesterday. I'm going to push it to this coming Thursday, the 12th at 7 p.m. We'll be doing a holy fire healing experience meditation, which is really powerful at removing, you know, blockages or issues, and by creating an identity for whatever it is that we want to release. So I'm excited to be doing that for my members, and then we'll do our prayer circle afterwards. So if anybody's interested in that and hasn't become a member and would like to, the link is in the description box. Um, I was supposed to have Susan Lynn on tomorrow. We're going to reschedule for next Wednesday, the 18th, with Hurricane Francis coming up and affecting the Gulf probably tomorrow. Both felt like it would probably be better to just see what happens with that and just reschedule. So we'll have Susan Lynn on next week. Um, I did have I did notice that I did for my Holy Fire Reiki level 1 and 2 classes. There was an issue that came up with it that said it was sold out. I do have 2 spots open for that on October 12th and 13th, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern. So that is all fixed on the website if you were looking into that. 2 openings. And I think I have a spot or 2 open next week for Reiki sessions if anybody's interested in that. So we got a lot going on. Have my first class, not this weekend, but next weekend. And then the following week I'll be in Chicago for Mel's events. So I'm looking forward to all of that. Um, but I think that's it for announcements. Please make sure that you hit the thumbs up. Please like, please subscribe. Just a reminder for the super chats and donations. Until the election is over, I will be donating 10% of what I make on YouTube to Kamala Harris and to Democrats in competitive elections. So just know that some of the donations will be going for that. All right. So let's talk about the debate. We'll throw some cards on it, but I'll just share intuitively what I was picking up. It does definitely feel like a Kamala Harris win tonight, although the energy does feel a little bit off. Um, I'm almost wondering if she does well, but then the news afterwards, you know, they're very hard on her and let Trump slide on a lot of the crap that he does. But something feels a little bit off. I do feel like Trump is going to have a moment. It almost feels like that nasty woman comment that he made. It almost feels like maybe he makes some kind of sexist remark against Kamala Harris that isn't maybe talked about so much with the press, but I feel like it's just going to further empower women voters to go out and vote, make sure that he doesn't get back in there. But let's take a look. Let's see what the debate looks like tonight, and then we can look at Trump and Kamala Harris individually. And if you have any questions you'd like to ask, go ahead and write them in the chat. All caps, a couple heart emojis, and I'll get to as many as possible. Oh, now says Debbie and Lisa will be hosting a watch party tonight for folks who want to join. I'll have to stop by. All right, let's set energy around the presidential debate tonight. Yeah, Trump's got a sketchy plan here. Like I said, and maybe that's where the focus is on, even though it should be on the fact that Kamala is ready and competent. Interesting. At the bottom of the reading, we have the Five of Pentacles, which is feeling left out, abandoned, feeling left out in the cold, with the High Priestess here. So something underhanded, some kind of hidden agenda here. Trump's not going to be able to control himself, but he's going to try to put something out there to attack Kamala, is what I'm picking up. The Knight of Swords comes in and comes in with a strategy, but is very impulsive and doesn't think before they act. So, yeah, he's going to come on the attack, trying to defeat Kamala. But I feel like this plan, you know, I think that we're going to be able to see through it because Kamala's coming in here with the star. There's hope. She brings the hope. She brings the joy. I almost feel like Trump, it might be a little bit of like the last debate, except for the roles will be reversed. Like Trump's getting his karma for giving Biden such a hard time because Eight of Cups, like sickness and not being all there, in the head, which we've been seeing a lot, the messaging being way off. I almost wonder too if with this, I'm almost feeling like trying to get his base, trying to entice them, with the violence and all of that. Like I said, Trump's going to come across very strong. I think Kamala is going to hold her own, but he's going to play dirty, is what I'm picking up with that. It might be not the easiest one to watch through, but anything with Trump is kind of like, making sure that you don't get sick hearing his voice or seeing him. Aggression from, yeah, I would say that probably some uppers there where he's not the most rational and a bit aggressive from that. I could absolutely see that. But I think Kamala's going to hold her own. Let's throw some cards on Kamala. How does she do during the debate? Because I almost feel like she's going to try to egg him on a little bit, and he's gonna react to it. But I think she's going to come across very strong, really introduce herself to people. She comes in with a plan, like she's prepared. Hold on one second, you guys. Sorry, one of my smart bulbs in my Reiki room, my gym, was annoyingly going flashing back and forth. So just turn that off. All right, how's Kamala going to do? I saw that Sylvia says Kate Middleton completed her cancer treatment. She put out a video. Feels like it's a bit of a journey still for Kate, but I felt like she was going to get through it. All right, Kamala. How are you going to do tonight? I know I will be kind of envisioning her in a white light of protection and sending her Reiki a little bit before and during the debate while I'm watching. Make sure she can rise above the demon that she'll be having to be next to for 90 minutes, I think. All right, Kamala, how are you going to do tonight in the debate? I see her smiling. I think she's happy with her performance. There is something I don't think she'll be able to handle from Trump, though. Trump's coming in, crossed by the devil. She comes out the Queen of Rods, Queen of Swords, the World. He's going to try to tie her to Joe Biden and that, but I don't see that being successful. Her final outcome, she comes across as the ambitious, charismatic woman, very small, or very fair, very smart and strategic, and the world will be watching her, celebrating is what I feel. It's like a new beginning for her and her campaign. But there is something underhanded here too. There's a bit of a sadness here with this devil and the moon, so something that Trump's going to try to bring out on her. It feels a bit dirty. She comes in with the Hierophant, so she's going to come across as you know, the moral authority here. So I feel like she does well. I feel like the news media, though, I think we're going to all be kind of irritated with the news afterwards. Thank you, Miss Truly. I don't see the Trump supporters changing their mind on Trump. I mean, he could literally shoot somebody on live TV and his base would still be with him. I think they'll actually probably be happy that he's playing dirty against her, because that's all he can do. All right, Trump, how is he going to do? I just feel rage with him. He feels very desperate. Thank you, Ness. All right, how is Trump going to do in the debate tonight? I feel like he still has moments, though, where he doesn't answer any questions and he doesn't make coherent sense, like the whole child care question he was asked, and he just rambled on and didn't even make a coherent thought. I do feel like he has moments like that tonight. I don't feel like he's really prepared for it. All right. How is Donald Trump going to do in the debate? Yeah. Aggressive. He wants to start a fight here. There's a secret crossing him that he's holding on to. He's going to come across confused, unfocused. Four of Swords, not good health, very tired. He needs to rest. Angry, the devil coming through again. It's all this anger I feel with him. I almost wonder if he says something super sexist or says something along the lines like Kamala slept her way to the top. Something like really, truly disgusting. He's got disappointment here, you guys. I feel like after this debate, he's going to really have to take a step back from the public to try to reorganize. Three of Swords, which could be the heart. It's disappointment. I'm not feeling like he's going to have a major medical episode during the debate, although I have said, and I do feel like there will be some kind of public health event for Trump before the election. Doesn't feel like it's at the debate, but I think a lot of people are going to be being able to see that he's really not doing very well. So, yeah, it does not look very good for Trump tonight. All right. And I also wanted to take a look at, before I answer your questions, John Tester. Can anybody, what's the Republican he's running against in Montana? I still feel like John Tester's going to win. Richo Maddow interviewed Lev Parnas. He has dirt on Trump Republicans in the end level face-to-face with Hunter Biden, September 20th. I almost wonder if it has to do with dark Russian money. Tim Sheehy, thank you. Because when they announced about the Russians trying to spread their disinformation again, I felt like it was just the tip of the iceberg. A lot more coming out with that. Thank you, Naz. All right. Yeah, I think a lot of us are going to have to take a break from the mainstream media. I feel like a lot of us being frustrated with them after this debate. Because it's, you know, there's so much pressure on Kamala Harris to even do a press conference, but they don't push back on Trump when he lies or fact check him. You know, she's held to a much higher standard than what Trump is. All right, John Tester, how are you going to do in your Senate race? Feels very, very tight, though, but I feel like John Tester is going to be able to pull off a win. I think they're, according to polls, he's kind of under right now. But. He's fighting very hard. He's on the defense, but he's crossed by the people making deals with him. Yeah, he's successful. It's gonna be a little bit of like a wait game to see how it comes in. Probably slow results coming in, and they might actually have a recount. Yeah, he's holding on. It's gonna be very tight though. I think people are is the Republican really MAGA is kind of what I'm feeling, or maybe that's how he's trying to brand him. He's on the defense, so you guys, he's really trying to fight hard. He's a bit tired from the battle, but he gets through it. But people end up choosing him. He's the winner. It's going to be really close. But I feel like a couple surprise flips in could even be Florida and Texas for their Senate race that they're not really talking about right now. So I feel Democrats keeping a majority in the Senate and the House. All right, you guys. Eugene Vindman. He's running for Congress, I believe, in Virginia. And this one feels like another really close one. I'm not sure what the race looks like, but he's fighting very hard. It's a bit of a wait. All the hard work paying off. He's got celebration coming in here. Comes through as this fiery, strong energy. Yeah, he holds on. Holding on to money. Yeah, he's the winner. Is that a really competitive district he's running in, or is it a Republican leaning? Because it feels like it's close, but that he's able to push out a win. I think I read on Gloria Johnson last week. We're not hearing a lot about her, but she had really good cards. So just throw one or two cards for Gloria Johnson. Is she going to win against Marsha Blackburn? She's one that could definitely use some money. She's got hopes and dreams being fulfilled on a new journey here with 8 of Cups. It's a hard battle for her, but there is hope around her. We're not even hearing about it, so. But I see her being senator. If it by chance it's not this time, it very well could be the next time she tries to run. But the cards are looking really good for her. Will Biden or Harris pick the next Supreme Court justice? Yes, absolutely hold the light. I'm feeling 3 in the next term. See the number 3 with it. Maybe it's even adding justices too, because what they're at 9 now, they add it to 12 or 13. I'm feeling like 3 replacements of the conservatives. I definitely feel Clarence Thomas leaving. Um, who else? Alito. I almost feel like Roberts may leave too. But I'm seeing the number 3 in the next administration. Clarence Thomas, I think, will be leaving here either at the end of this year or beginning of next year. All right. Do you see a strong or stronger showing of Gen Z millennials as the last 2 elections? And will they remain a big part of rebuilding democracy in the future? Absolutely, Nancy. From what I've heard too, the voter registration with young females specifically is like out of this world. I do see them coming through and being crucial in this election. I do feel, and I've said this before, the Republican Party is going to divide and kind of fracture off into 2 parties. I do see that for the Democrats in the future. Um, and I almost feel like a lot of the youth kind of going towards one of the other parties. But for right now, yes, I do feel like they will turn out strong in this election. Thank you so much, Aries Fry. Blessings to you. Yeah, Ness says Sean Briscoe talked about this. First time registered voters are very high among women. Yeah, young women and women of color and minorities. They're way up there, and they're not included in polls. Yeah, they normally only talk to people with a voting history. I also feel like a lot of people that don't, a lot of women specifically that don't vote in a lot of elections, really coming out to vote. It's kind of like the 2022 midterms, um, where we kept on hearing about this giant red wave coming, and they got a few seats, but their momentum was halted, and it was because women came out because they were pissed off about the Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade. And I still see them coming out to vote in this election too. So I didn't tell you guys I have my Sherrod Brown, my Harris Wall sign, and I have a sign that says "Hate will not make us great" in my front yard. And over the weekend, some kids came and stole my Harris Wall sign and destroyed it. But I got a replacement one out there already. But yeah, like 4 teenage kids came through. They were on my Ring cameras, so my security cameras are the sensitivity's way up now. So I'm sure some of you out there have probably experienced that too. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of feeling too, Lucy. Solar flare activity is high today. So expect some chaos. It can cause mental and emotional agitation. Yeah. Like I said, I'm feeling a little depleted today. I'm feeling much better than I did yesterday, but still hanging in there. Yeah, but I'm amazed even where I'm at here in Ohio. It's very red. Um, but I think people are just tired of Trump and the MAGAs and all of the hate. Um, they're tired of it. I'm seeing Harris Wall signs popping up everywhere, and there was an issue trying to from our Democratic County Party headquarters of getting in the signs, but they've been selling a lot of them since they've had them in stock, and I'm seeing them pop up everywhere. Yeah, people are just tired of it. They're ready to move on from Trump. All right. Yeah, well, we'll see if my well, it's kind of funny because it pissed my husband off more than it did me. I was just like, I'll just get a replacement sign. It was $5. But my husband got a flag to put out, and that gets brought in at night. So if it happens again, we may bring them in at nighttime. But to kind of show up all the Trumpers in our development with their Trump flags, we got a Harris Walls flag. Yes, please check your voter registration. I do have a sign that says "Smile, you're on camera, Sherry." It did not stop him this time. All right, you guys. What else do we want to look at today? Oh, people are saying their signs are getting taken too. Yeah, we had to keep checking our voter registration. Republicans keep wanting to throw those out. I think they purged a lot of voters here in Ohio too. All right, let me see. Let me find some questions. Oh, and I'm sorry, Myrna is Nora. Thank you for your super sticker. Just saw that. Well, let's just start some cards. Let's do a check-in. How's Trump feeling? How's Kamala doing? Alexandra Bellino, will Trump be medicated tonight? I do feel like he's on some kind of uppers, yes. And I think he was the last time too, when he defeated Biden. Kathy's saying a lot of signs in Michigan. All right. I'm just going to throw 3 cards for both. Just do a quick check-in. How is Trump doing? How's he feeling? Well, I tell you, anger. He feels so desperate. And I think the ads Kamala put out today really got under his skin. Oof. I feel like when he's not in the public, when he's around his, I just heard him call her the B word. I don't think he's going to do that publicly, but around his advisors and all of that, that's probably how he refers to her. Disgusting. All right. Trump, how are you doing? Tower. Well, he's that chaos agent. This is interesting. I think there's been some reports about him having issues with Melania. I feel like, and I've always felt like it's been more of a business relationship than an actual loving relationship. But there's some kind of tower. It's a relationship coming up here. But yeah, he's feeling a bit defeated. It's funny because Biden and Kamala are coming through too to make sure that he's defeated. But yeah, he's not feeling very good. Like I said, I'm feeling a lot of anger. But he's just going to continue to bring that chaos. This is something big about to happen. I've always felt like September being a big month for Trump in a not very good way. Health. Even this debate, it's in, the news coverage will probably, like I said, be a bit annoying with their interpretation, but I feel like it's a disconnect from the viewers, the voters. I think he's going to turn a lot of people off tonight. All right, let's see how Kamala's doing. How's Kamala Harris? She's a little nervous, though. She's feeling all the pressure on her shoulders. She knows that there's so much on the line. She can be a bit hard on herself, I feel. She gets in that headspace where she... Oh, overly stresses herself out. Yeah, she feels a little bit nervous about it. I'm sure. I don't think she knows exactly what she's stepping into tonight. So that uncertainty is making her nervous. Hey, Sherry, voices from the swamp. I hope you're staying safe, my friend. Everybody that's in the path of Hurricane, I think Francis. I think that they may try to fact check Trump, Yogi Bear, but I don't see him answering the question. Or they'll try to push back on him a little bit. I see Kamala pushing back on him too. All right, Kamala, how are you doing? Yeah, she's nervous. She's working really hard. Her hard work's paying off. But she's a little nervous about how to handle Trump tonight. But she's got the levers. People are going to love her and the emperor. So, that could be the presidency right there. So she'll be the leader. And I think that's how she's going to come across. She's going to come across very, very strong, well composed with this. Like she's built a strong, solid foundation for herself and she will for our country as well. She's going to act and look presidential. And I think people will really like her. But yeah, she's a little nervous. Nine of Swords. Well, stay safe, Sherry. Yes, Kamala will actually answer the questions, Jesse. And she comes in with a plan. I think that's what she's going to focus in on. Not to say that she's not going to try to egg on Trump a little bit, but she wants to introduce herself to voters that don't know who she is and what she represents and what she wants to do. And so for me, that's where the focus feels like it is. Sure, maybe poking Trump a little bit, so that he shows his ass, shows who he really is, loses control. But yeah, she'll do good. Thank you so much, Jade. Thank you for the super sticker. All right. Thank you so much, Sharon Site. All right, you guys, what else do we want to look at? I see her giving him some zingers though too. But I think she's mostly focused in on her agenda and coming across as stable and presidential. Oh, that's a good question. How's the fundraising going to look after the debate? I see a big push though. I'm telling you, I keep on seeing Taylor Swift, Beyonce, all of these big stars coming out, holding rallies, really campaigning and getting money in for Kamala, getting that excitement and that enthusiasm for the ticket. Timing's always hard, but I see it, you guys. It's coming. You almost want to wait till like the last month or two though too, because you don't want all this momentum to fizzle out. I saw in one of the polls that it said Trump had retaken the lead. I don't believe that at all. I think it was New York Times. And that says Taylor Swift is holding a fundraiser in North Carolina. I had not heard that yet. All right. I see Kamala continuing to grow support. Like I said, people are tired of Trump. They're exhausted from him. But I don't see Trump. His base is his base. They're not gonna. Most of them are not going to change their mind and vote for Kamala. All right. What's the fundraising look like for Trump after the debate? It does not look good. How's the fundraising look for Kamala Harris after the debate? She's going to inspire people, hopes and dreams being fulfilled. She's got money coming in, you guys. 9 of Pentacles. Trump has the King of Cups, feeling backstabbed, defeated, and karma coming in for him, justice. So he's not really seeing any money. Kamala's going to inspire the youth, bring in that charisma, hopes and dreams being fulfilled, money coming in abundance. So, yeah, Kamala's going to definitely be on top after it. And she's already, I think she raised like 500 million for August, or since she's been in. I know that she raised like 3 times the amount that Trump did. And the thing is, though, too, Kamala's in a place where she can actually put money, send money to the Senate and the congressional people running in tight places. But then I think also even expand and put it in some states where I see her putting money in some red states where they're not even talking about it, like Ohio, maybe even Missouri, Texas, Florida. You know, states that they're not thinking that she's going to win. So it puts her in a great spot. Yeah, 390 million in August alone. It's crazy. So you can't tell me that momentum's still there, that momentum's fizzling out. Yeah, I saw some of the ads. Even here in Ohio, I'm seeing ads, but I'm kind of close to, not too far from the Pennsylvania border. So I'm wondering if maybe I'm getting some ads because I'm close to, I'm like an hour and a half away from Erie, Pennsylvania. So I'm wondering if I'm getting Pennsylvania ads or if they're actually putting money here in Ohio. Oh, I'm there with you now. Kamala's going to raise over $1 billion after all of this. Absolutely. I love it, you guys. Yeah, and even new polls showing Trump's only up 2 in Florida, and every time, like every week goes by, he loses a point or 2. I threw in Florida last week. Intuitively, I feel like I don't know if I feel the best about Florida, but the cards looked good for Kamala last week. So, nope, I'm in Ohio, Kathy. Not far from Michigan, but I'm in Ohio. Yeah, Lisa, I saw the one with Obama going on about Trump being so obsessed with the crowd sizes and all of that. You know, and I feel like the ads are actually getting under his skin, is what I was feeling like earlier when I was reading on it. So, okay, Skittle says I literally don't see very many TV signs ads live in Tampa. Yeah, I feel like more money coming into Texas um, and Florida. If not so much for Harris, I definitely feel a lot of investment in those Senate races. So that's great. Oh, over 1,000 people watching. Hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here. Please hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe. Will Mike Lawler lose his congressional seat in New York to Mondaire Jones? I saw him on Morning Joe this morning. He was kind of irking me a little bit. Oh, and I hear MTG. I think last week everybody was like, she's been quiet lately. When are we going to hear from her again? And I guess she's starting civil war in the Republican Party in the House again. I'm telling you, there's going to be a big fight over this budget. I don't feel like the government's going to shut down, but I feel like Democrats having to work across the aisle to get something passed, but they're not going to go with, what is it, SAVE Act or whatever it is to check people's registrations to vote. That has to be checked when you register. So I don't understand why it needs to be checked when you vote. Mike Lawler, are you going to lose your seat to Mondaire Jones? I'm definitely out of the two. I'm being pulled more to Mondaire Jones, but I do feel a lot of people in his district like Mike Lawler. All right, Mike Lawler, are you going to win your congressional race? Yeah, there's a judgment. I'm feeling a loss for Mike Lawler. His time's up. Yeah, he's walking away. I see him losing. So it looks like Mondaire Jones will win it. He's not getting the money. There's disappointment there. I think even the MAGAs aren't very excited to vote for him. He's trying to hold on to funding, but there's a judgment here. Wheel of Fortune. So it's like turning point, and then the Eight of Cups here, which is walking away, resignation. So I think he's going to lose his seat. Karen says that it's more of a Democratic district. Okay. Yeah, I saw Harris up in 3 points in North Carolina. We have to be careful and not be so reliant on the polls, though, you guys. I know it's great when Harris is up in them, but I feel like she's going to do much better than what the polls are saying. Jose sees some ads in South Florida, Miami. All right. You can look at that. I feel Angela Alsobrooks is going to win, Jade, but I'll throw a couple cards for her. Yeah, we can't be complacent. We have to go out and vote. Make sure that our friends and family get out and vote. I see Nevada staying blue, Marie. And I feel Harris is going to win North Carolina, too. She will make gains on that in North Carolina. I feel Georgia, she may win, but I do feel like the Republicans in there are up to their shadiness. Same with Florida. I heard DeSantis is having his police go out and investigate and interrogate people that sign the petitions to put abortion on the ballot. I think it's not going to work out for him very good, but yeah, I think Harris is overperforming the polls. They're not talking to a lot of the newly registered voters and a lot of voters that don't come out to vote in every election. Angela Alsobrooks, are you going to win against Larry Hogan? I get success. She's got, this is the House, so be the Senate. People are ready to go in a different direction. The Empress, women coming out, moving into calmer waters. I do feel like Larry Hogan's gonna do well for a Republican, but because he was a governor, if I remember correctly, of Maryland. But I see them picking Angela Alsobrooks. Thank you. Margaret says subscribing is free. It's appreciated. All right. I was just talking about this, but Jody says, will Trump call for Mike Johnson to shut down the government? Will he do it? Will there be blowback either way? I feel like there's blowback for Mike Johnson either way. I do think Trump will try to pressure Mike Johnson to shut down the government. I don't see him doing it, though. And I see the Republicans in, swing districts, like, and more of the moderate Republicans really freaking out. They'll work with Democrats to get it through, but I can't believe that some of them, I think some of the MAGAs don't even care if they keep the House. They just want to create chaos. They just want to dismantle and destroy our democracy. Is Mike Johnson going to shut down the government? He feels like he doesn't know what to do. He feels very stuck. I would feel horrible for the workers that wouldn't get paid for it. But if the government did shut down, I'm not necessarily saying that, but if it did, it would totally backfire on the Republicans. I think it would make Kamala and Democrats too even better than what they're going to do. He tries to go into hiding. There's sadness, there's loss, grief, the sun. Yeah, he's stuck. It's like he's being pulled both ways. But I feel like he gets some heat and some negative attacks from the MAGAs, negative judgments, and I think his rule will be over, is what I'm feeling. I've always said I feel like Hakeem Jeffries could very well become Speaker before the next term. Democrats won't be around to save Mike Johnson again this time. Not after going up to New York and making an ass out of himself for the Trump trial. Well, what I think, and I've said this as well, Kenneth, that Hakeem Jeffries could be Speaker before. I think it very well may happen after they'll probably pass a CR. And that's when the MAGAs will go after Mike Johnson and get him out of there. But I almost feel like the moderate Republicans, the ones in swing districts whose races are on the line, very well, but just might be like, I give up. I'm tired of the MAGAs destroying our party and making us look like a joke. Let's have somebody competent go in there and work around the Republican parties and put Hakeem Jeffries in. That's how I kind of see it anyway. Oh, Harris Walt's ad will run on Fox during the debate. I love it, Patricia. All right, you guys, I can probably answer one or two more questions, but we're almost at that hour mark. Yes, I do feel like there's some military veterans turning away from Trump. Absolutely, Jade. Because of the Arlington incident. Absolutely. Yeah, I never understood that, how Congress continues to get paid if the government shuts down, but nobody else does. Well, I think they get back pay for some of the when they actually get the government back up. I see them doing something to stop um, to stop this where, you know, political parties can't hold the government hostage with a budget. It almost feels like if it expires, it automatically goes into a CR till they can get it passed. That's kind of what I'm feeling. They'll do something to stop it in the next administration. That's a good point. Will Fox actually run the ads? I do feel like they will actually, surprisingly. Alyssa Slotkin, will she keep? Well, she's running for Senate. She's not in there right now. The Debbie Stabenow is retiring in Michigan. She's a senator. I see Alyssa Slotkin winning, but let's throw some cards for her. No, Tom, I don't see Trump being charged with murder. I'm sorry. I don't see that. Alyssa Slotkin, are you going to win the Senate race in Michigan? Yeah, she's offered, but I almost feel like the Republicans in that state are playing really dirty. I do, unfortunately, even though I see Kamala winning, I see the Republicans going on about election fraud and trying to challenge results and trying to get votes kicked off and all of that. There's something in Michigan that feels like maybe she's a little bit trapped from it, but the world's coming in and watching her. There's a new cycle coming in. She's being given the job offer. She's victorious. So she's going to win it, but something the Republicans try to do in that race. Thank you so much, Sherry. Blessings to you, my friend. Yeah, she's a representative going for the Senate seat. I see Alyssa Slotkin winning. You all just make sure that you ground yourself before the debate is what I'm feeling. Just breathe. It's never easy to actually have to listen to the Orange Menace blab his lies and give his attacks. I feel like I think there's going to be a lot of outrage from our community because of something he says that's just going to be disgusting. So just make sure that you breathe. If you need to take a break from the debate, or if you just want to watch the recaps on the news the next day. But I feel like it's going to do something that really makes regulate our emotions during the debate. All right, I'll do one more question, you guys. Thank you. All readings are for entertainment purposes only. Thank you, Lisa. I don't know if Trump loses the majority of evangelicals after the debate nest, but I do feel like Kamala is gaining some traction with them. I do feel like the evangelicals will support the Republicans and Trump over Democrats and Harris. So, but I feel like there's some gains there. Oh, this is a good question. I hadn't heard this. Arwen the Gray says Missouri's abortion initiative was deemed in blatant violation of state requirements by a judge. Of course it was. There is a hearing today about an appeal. Will the abortion initiative be on the ballot now in November? I do feel like it's going to be on the ballot. Let's ask the pendulum for that. I got your question, Veronica. Thank you for the super chat. We'll do your question last. I feel like it's going to be on the ballot in Missouri, and that very well could be why I feel like Josh Hawley may be out. Lucas Coons may win that seat. I don't feel Missouri going blue for Kamala, but it could make the Senate race more competitive. Will Missouri's abortion initiative be on the ballot in November 2024? I'm getting a yes. Let me ask again because I was moving it. Will Missouri's abortion initiative be on the ballot in November 2024? Yes. I was kind of going back and forth. That could be them trying to stall it. I feel like it will be appealed. Yeah, I saw Alan Lichtman predicted Kamala would win. All right. Any news on immigration under Kamala? Thank you. I feel like it's going to be one of the first things she addresses as president. Feels like spring of next year. I feel like they're going to pass something bipartisan too. But it's not going to, it doesn't feel like it's the same one that was pushed through earlier this year that Trump destroyed. It feels like it's similar, but it doesn't quite give the Republicans everything they wanted in that bill, but it does feel bipartisan. All right. It's a bit of a challenge, though. Yeah, she's going to work on it. She's going to be successful with it. She might come across a little strong on it, too, but I see her working with Mexico to, to work together collaboratively to help with it. But I think that a lot of the problem is, too, is that they're going to make it, they're going to change some of the restrictions for refugees fleeing. Because I have like the refugee card here, them fleeing and providing resources for them. And I do feel like them changing a lot of the requirements to make it easier to become a citizen, and really kind of giving that aid to the refugees that need to get out of a lot of those countries with the gangs and everything. It feels like it's a surprise. It's almost like starting over a little bit, but and a little bit of a challenge, but she's successful with it. Hopes and dreams being fulfilled, coming in to provide rule and order over it. So, and the world coming in, which feels like it's a collaboration with other countries as well. So yeah, I almost feel like it's something she does like spring of 2025. Oh, thank you, Deborah. All right, everyone. Well, we're going to end it there. Again, just for a couple, in case you join later, I am rescheduling my show with Susan Lynn for next Wednesday, the 18th at 7 p.m. with the hurricane and all the uncertainty down there for tomorrow. We figured it would just be better to be safe rather than sorry. My members, we're going to do our Reiki and prayer circle this Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. I did have some issues with my Holy Fire Reiki level 1 and 2 classes where it said the class was, I don't remember if it said it was expired or something like that. I have 2 spots open for my class in October, the 12th and 13th. So if you'd like any more information about that or like to sign up, you can do that on my website, kevinlovingvibrations.com. And I think I have an opening or 2 next week for Reiki sessions if anybody's interested. Again, please hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe. I'm going to do my best, to be on as much as I can, but the next couple of weeks are going to be a bit crazy with my class and then being in Chicago. I won't do anything at the end of this month. But things should start going back into routine with my weekly shows with Mel starting in October. And of course, Susan Lynn will be on and I'll have my solo shows. So everybody just make sure that you're hanging in there, breathe, ground yourself, keep the faith and the hope, and you'll have a great day. Thank you so much for joining me. All right. Take care, everyone.